What the heck even is your pelvic floor? And how is it connected to the rest of your body? I'm Lisa Flanders. I'm a physiotherapist. I work in women's and pelvic health, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. This is your pelvis. This is your pubic bone in the front. And if I flip this around, we're going to see our sacrum, our lumbar spine, and our tailbone in the back. If I flip this towards the camera, we can see this bowl that houses our internal organs. We have our bladder in the front. In vulva owners, we have our uterus, our cervix, and our ovaries, which sit in the middle, and they're separated from our bladder by the front vaginal wall. And then in the very back here, we have our rectum, and that's separated from the uterus and the cervix by the back vaginal wall. Remembering that the uterus, the cervix, and the ovaries sit within the vagina. I'm going to take these organs out, and we're going to see some more of the muscles that are related to the pelvic floor. In here, we can see our deep pelvic floor muscles. We have muscles that come from the pubic bone to the tailbone. We have muscles that come from the pubic bone to just above the sits bone to the tailbone. And then we have another muscle that comes from just above the sits bone to the tailbone in the back. Those muscles are responsible for bowel function, bladder function, sexual function. They help support our internal organs from below, and they also have a pumping action that helps return fluid from the lower half of the body back up towards the heart. We also have two hip muscles that are found within the pelvic floor. So we have a muscle on the side here, and then a muscle in the very back. Those muscles do support the pelvis, but they're more responsible for external rotation, which is like getting out of a car or skating. The pelvic floor is the base of our deep core, and it works together with our diaphragm, which is our primary breathing muscle that's found below the rib cage. We have a muscle that comes across the front of the abdomen that supports the internal organs from the front. And then we have another muscle that comes from the sacrum to the individual vertebrae in the back. Think of your deep core as a canister. It has a top, a bottom, a front, and a back. And those structures all work together through breath. When we take a long breath in, our diaphragm contracts and it lowers. That pulls down in the lungs. It creates negative pressure in the thorax, and then air is invited into our lungs. At the same time, it creates a positive pressure in the abdomen, and that positive pressure has to go somewhere. So we ideally get an equal pressure distribution, front and back, side to side, and down. It's very much like when we inflate a balloon. We breathe in, those muscles lengthen together, then we breathe out, and those muscles reflexively shorten together. Again, we breathe in, the muscles lengthen together, we breathe out, and those muscles reflexively shorten together. So we can use our breath to help support our pelvic floor, our deep core in the front and the back. Throughout our series, we're going to use our breath to help connect us with our pelvic floor. Remembering as we breathe in, muscles relax and lengthen. We breathe out, those muscles reflexively shorten. A really simple way to get started is by checking in with your breath. I'm going to have you put one hand on your abdomen and one hand is going to come on the side here. We're just going to take 3 long breaths in and out, and all I want you to do is pay attention to how your hands are moving. Breathe in. Last one in. What I'm hoping is that you felt some symmetrical movement with your hands. If you're wanting more exercises like this, more exercises to help you connect with your breath and your pelvic floor, along with your deep core, follow along with our postnatal series. If you have any questions that you might think are TMI, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.